Aside from the monetary compensation that will follow, the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm absolutely sick and tired of the stupid fucking bullshit conjecture coming out of Wall Street Cheat Sheet and this shitty ass website Motley Fool that seems to have popped up out of nowhere and also seems to be filled with journalists who have no idea what they're talking about. If you read internet news, which many people do not, one thing you'd be noticing is that every single quarter they are tracking Xbox One and they're tracking PS4 sales. And whoever seems to be in the lead for one quarter is judged a winner. And in addition to that, there's always these stories that claim that the whoever didn't show up on top for that quarter is losing. First of all, the Microsoft Xbox One was released in fewer territories and fewer countries than the PS4. That's number one. So, and also in addition to that, the PS4 was released earlier than the Xbox One. Then, when you add on top of that the fact that the Xbox One has a price disparity of $100 more than the PS4, and that Microsoft is planning to release another system that's $100 cheaper, probably without a disk drive, where you'll download all of the games as an option to the regular console. Well, basically, what you end up with is a situation where you're being outsold because you're more expensive than the other competition, but you're only being outsold temporarily. If you take a look and do your research on Xbox 360 versus PS3, what you would find out is that at the end of November 2013, or at the end of December 2013, both of the systems had sold a roughly equal number right up until Christmas last year. Both systems are deadlocked, close to a little bit over 80 million units sold. Now, the sales data hasn't come in for, Christmas up until February 2014, but the simple fact of the matter is if both systems have sold 80 million units, then there is no true loser. The only real loser that you would actually find is if you go to PS4 versus Xbox One versus Nintendo Wii U. The Nintendo Wii U is doing so poorly until basically everyone is abandoning the system. Developers are abandoning it because they can't develop for the PC, the Xbox, and the PS4 easily, and the Wii U because it's so underpowered compared to the next generation systems. So the third parties developed, they've basically abandoned the Wii U. Nintendo, who should be backing it up with first-party software, has abandoned it too. So that's the only true loser, and it's doing so poorly that, many people are expecting that basically they're going to just completely abandon it. I gave up on Nintendo a long time ago, partially due to what they did to us with Super Scope 6, Virtual Boy, and a number of other of their systems. What they do is they throw out shit, and they hope that the third party will develop for it. But whether or not they do, they usually end up abandoning it. Microsoft is not abandoning Xbox. I was reading some fucking bullshit story that said, somebody said that Microsoft was going to sell Xbox to Amazon. I don't know who these people are, or I don't know how far they have to reach up their ass to pull out this level of bullshit. But if you are basing your investing decisions on these motherfuckers, then you might as well be throwing your money away, because basically you are. So what exactly is my explanation for what's happening? Well, it's very simple. With the Xbox One being $100 more than the PS4, gamers are going to eventually end up probably buying both systems just like they did with the 360 versus the PS3. The problem is some gamers do not want to be early adopters simply because some people got burned by the Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death, and other gamers got burned by the PlayStation 3's Yellow Light of Death. This time around, the Xbox One had few problems on launch, and it didn't have any major problems like the Red Ring of Death. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 4 had a bad HDMI port, which caused GameStop to start taking PlayStation 4s back fixing them, and then selling them as refurbs. During Christmas, it was very difficult to get a PlayStation 4, but you were able to get it from GameStop if you were willing to buy a refurb. So all I'm saying is this. Ultimately, the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to sell roughly an equal number of consoles. Over the next couple of years, there will be hardware, firmware revisions. Ultimately, what will happen is both systems will get progressively cheaper. They will get aggressively priced so that they can hit parents during Christmas and during the summer season. But unless you're Wii U, you've got really nothing to worry about. Wii U is going to fail, but the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are going to be just fine. I don't foresee that either one will necessarily beat the other one, quote unquote, but the one thing we can agree on is that Nintendo Wii U has failed and will fail and will continue failing with no hope of ever being better.